welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to another video and welcome back to another TBR style video. Today I'm going to sit down and talk to you about all of the unread books that I have on my Kindle. I asked you a couple months back if you were interested in seeing this video, and it was a resounding yes, so I am finally sitting down to film that for you guys today. I am very excited to embarrass myself and show you how many unread books I have on my Kindle device. I will be showing you them all on my iPad today just because the Kindle doesn't show colored photos, and I feel like this will resonate a little bit better through my iPad, but I do now own a Kindle, so I have been reading a lot more books on there, which has been such a fun and honestly refreshing thing added into my life. I've been enjoying it so much. But before we get into that, let's talk about today's sponsor of this video, and that is none other than Ana Luisa. If you don't know what Ana Luisa is, they are a sustainable jewelry company that really focuses on making well-made, long-lasting jewelry, all while taking care of the planet. They really focus on making jewelry using as much recyclable content as they can, also focusing on making sure that their jewelry is carbon neutral and water neutral. And honestly, my experience with Ana Luisa has been such a blast. Every time I get to work with them, I just feel so blessed and honored. So thank you so much to the Ana Luisa team for reaching out to me. They have sent me 2 more pieces to share with you guys today, so I'm very excited to do that. I'm going to be putting in some B-roll clips of the jewelry just because with my ring light it's going to kind of bounce off of these very reflective jewelry pieces. But the necklace that I'm wearing right now is the Rosa Necklace. It is a very beautiful pendant necklace with a indentation of a moon and a star, and it just looks really, really pretty, or it could be a sun depending on how you interpret it. But I was very, very happy when they sent this over to me. This is my ideal necklace, my ideal everyday necklace that you could just throw on, and it looks very put together and cute and just very well made, and I've loved every second of wearing this necklace. And then the other one that I have here is their Ursa Marina necklace, and I wanted to keep it in the package so I can show you how beautifully they're packaged when they are sent over. So this is what it looks like. It comes with a little Ana Luisa bag, and as you open it up, it is nicely packaged in here. And like I said, this is the Ursa Marina necklace. It is a beautiful necklace with a, it's like 3 different sapphire looking stones set into the necklace. It is gorgeous. I will of course be putting on some B-roll footage so you can see what they look like on, but honestly they are so beautiful, so nicely made products, and I cannot wait to continue to wear them. They are perfect everyday pieces, and Ana Luisa has been kind enough to give me a discount code down in my description box below so that you can get a discount on your purchases when you shop with Ana Luisa. And right now they are doing a Black Friday sale, so even more discounts for you. So definitely go check out Ana Luisa down in the description box below. Make sure to snag something up for Christmas since the holidays are coming up, as well as any birthdays that you have coming up, or if you just want to splurge on yourself, I highly, highly recommend. Thank you again to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the unread books that I have on my Kindle. So I am going to move off to the side because I think I am going to screen record this just so you guys have a better visual of what I'm looking at here. Okay, so as you can see, I have all of my Kindle books pulled up here. I did try to sort them through my read and unread, but for some reason it's marking some of the books on here as read even when I haven't read them. So I wanted to make sure that I have all of them, so I'm just going to kind of scroll through them with you. I'm going to try to bring up the book details as much as I can, that way you can see exactly which book I'm talking about, and I can share with you a little bit about them and why I downloaded them. I'm not going to go through every single one in great detail just because we would be here forever. I have a lot of books to talk about, so it's going to be a quick and easy video, pretty light and breezy, but if you want to know more about these, then feel free to check out their descriptions on Goodreads or in the Kindle app. So the first one that we're going to talk about is Culty. This is by Marina Zapata. I have read a Marina Zapata book in the past, and that is From Look Off with Love, and I really enjoyed that book. I thought it was really well done. This is another sports romance that Marina Zapata has written, and she kind of thrives in the slow burn, angsty romance center of romances, and I really enjoyed what I read of the first book that I read by her. This one is another sports romance, like I said, but it has to do with a coach and a soccer player, and the soccer player had this big crush on this very well-known hotshot soccer player when she was younger, and now that she's older doing her own thing in the soccer world, he becomes her new coach, and he's a very brooding man now. He kind of lost all of his light and spunk, and it seems like he has kind of a tortured past, and they start to create a relationship, and I've heard that it is really, really good. This is one of the booktubers and TikTokers that I watch. It's one of their favorite Marina Zapatas, so I'm very excited to give that one a go. The next one that we have here is actually Sunreach, and this is by Brandon Sanderson. This is the first novella in his Skyward series. I have not read the description of this one because I'm pretty sure that you were supposed to read this one. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't know if you can read this one before you read the rest of the books in the series, or if you need to read this one after you read the second book. I'm really not sure. So I haven't really read anything about this. I just downloaded it when I saw it on Amazon one day, and I was like, oh, I just finished Skyward. Let me get this so I don't forget to read it. but obviously I forgot to read it if I was already supposed to have read it, but it is what it is. Okay, up next we are going to talk about 7 Sins of Snow. This is by Loxley Savage. This is a Snow White and the Seven Dwarves retelling, but as a reverse harem, and instead of dwarves, they are vampires. Yeah. But on top of that, it's also a retelling of the seven deadly sins. Y'all, that just sounds amazing. This is a standalone series, and I've heard that this is actually a very, very long book. I don't exactly remember how many pages it is. Yeah, it's 500 pages of an ebook. That's a lot. That's a lot of pages, but I am really excited to get around to this one. It follows that same kind of Snow White trope where the evil stepmother is trying to kill her, and she sets off to kind of get away from all of that, and she ends up in a relationship with these 7 hot vampires. 7. I have read many a reverse harem, but I've never read one where there's 7 men, and I'm very excited for this one. So hopefully I enjoy that one. The next one that I'm going to talk about is Play With Me. This is by Kristen Proby. This is the 3rd book in the With Me in Seattle series. I have read 5 books in this series now. I read books 9 and 11, and then books 1 and 2, as well as a little novella between books 1 and 2. So 5 of them that I've read so far, and this is the next one that I have to read. I download these books right after I finish the next book in the series that I read, just so I don't forget to pick up the next book as they continue on, just because it is a very long series. I think that right now there's like 20 books, including the little novellas, so I just like to download them, and then whenever I'm in the mood to read it, then I just pick it up. I always pick up the audiobook as well, so I do own the audiobook of this one. But this one follows Will Montgomery, who is the siblings of either the heroine of the first book or the heroine of the second book, I can't remember. And he's a professional football player, and he basically sees the woman of his dreams. It's like love at first sight, and he goes to try to snag her up, and she was like, no, I don't want anything to do with you. And it's like a will they, won't they type of angsty romance. I'm excited. I've enjoyed most of the books in the series so far, so hopefully I like that one as well. As you can see, I have Under the Mistletoe with me in here, but I've already read that one. The next book that we have here is At First Sight. This is by J.L. Beck and Monica Corwin. This is actually a novella to a book that I also have on my Kindle that I'm very excited to get to, but I wanted to read this one first. The tagline here says, I was obsessed at first sight. The moment I saw her, I knew I had to make her mine. Turned out she needed me more than I needed her. So again, this is a novella to the first book, so I'm going to read that before I get to this one. I'm going to read this one before I get to that one, but hopefully I enjoy them both. The next one that we have is Merciless. This is by something Winters. I didn't see that last name, but W. Winters. What an interesting name. All right, this is a mafia romance, I'm pretty sure. I actually cannot remember. I think I heard about this one on TikTok or something, but it's supposed to be a mafia dark romance. I think that the heroine is sold to the hero to like start a war between the two mafia houses, and they end up creating a relationship, but you know, he's kind of like the brooding type. It's like, I don't need a woman, she's my weakness. They're all gonna sense my weakness and come after me, that type of romance, but I am excited for it nonetheless. The next book that we have on here is actually one that I'm currently in the middle of and really enjoying, and that is Sacrifice. This is by Katie Roberts. She's well known for her Neon Gods series or the Wicked Villains series. She also wrote the Kaylanisimplyme Dynasty series, or Theirs for the Night, however you want to refer to that one. But I am really enjoying a lot of her smutty books. She writes BDSM, hot smut, so every time I have a chance to pick her up, I'm like, I'm in there like somewhere, okay? This one is Sacrifice. It's a reverse harem book. I think it's 4 guys and 1 girl. It is another vampire reverse harem that has to do with a girl that is sold to the vampire by her father because she is half vampire, half human, but she has no magic and she's kind of useless to her father other than to obviously get him money for being sold, as well as becoming a breeder and a blood bank for the vampire that she was sold to, and ends up being a reverse harem. So far, I'm really enjoying it. It kicked right off with the smut, and I like everything about that, so thank you very much. Up next, we have Rejected by Jamin Eve. This is the author of a series that I've read previously, which was the Secret Keeper series that I have read now twice and really enjoyed. This is a shifter romance that I'm really excited to get to. It has to do with a girl who was basically labeled an outcast because her father tried to kill the leader of the shifter pack. However, things didn't go as planned and she becomes an outcast, and when she tries to run away, the son of the leader of the shifter pack was like, no, you're staying here, and he kind of unleashes hell on her, even though she is convinced that he is supposed to be her mate. And when she gets attacked by the wolves, she kind of enters into like this shadowy realm, and she pulls a like the devil himself is what the synopsis says, and it's supposed to be an interesting dark romance, and I'm excited for that one. The next one in here is The Vampire Hunter Society. This is by Leah Stone. I actually picked this up because this was said to be for fans of Jamin Eve, which I just talked about, and I really enjoyed her writing, so I wanted to give this one a go. I know it's a vampire romance set in a school setting. I don't really know much more than that, and I'm going to keep it that way, but I really want to get that one a go, so hopefully I can get to that one soon. The next one we're going to talk about is another TikTok famous book that I feel like everyone has read and loved, and that is The Sweetest Obsession. This is by Danielle Laurie. I don't really know what this one is about. I haven't really read too much into it. I honestly picked it up because all the TikTokers are like, read this book, and I was like, okay. So I have it, obviously, and I'm hoping that I enjoy it. I've really heard really good things, but again, haven't really heard too much. I think this is another mafia romance where she has an arranged marriage to a man to help kind of strengthen the ties between these mafia families, and they end up falling in love. Who would have thought? Up next, we have The Games We Play. This is by Donna. I can't pronounce that last name, but I have heard really good things about this one. This one's actually a very short novella, and this one follows the kind of like nerdy guy and the jock girl who's used to getting her way and winning everything, but at a party that they both go to, they play Truth or Dare, and the person that loses has to be a slave for the day. The heroine actually loses, and she ends up being the slave to this hero, or anti-hero, this guy, and he likes some kinky dark shit. I've heard that there's some very interesting kinks and interesting things going on in this book, so I'm very excited to give it a go. Hopefully I enjoy it, but we shall see. Alright, we get to scroll past a couple of these because I actually have read a ton of these ones, but the next one that we're going to talk about is Ruthless Crown. This is another reverse harem series that I've actually heard really good things about. I think this one might not be my favorite though, because I think this one is set in high school, which I recently read a reverse harem set in high school and I did not enjoy it, so we shall see how that goes. But I do know it does have a school setting, and she ends up falling for her stepbrother as well as some of his friends, and I'm excited for that. I do like a good taboo relationship, so hopefully I really enjoy this one. Up next, we have Wanting Mr. K, and this is by Shanora Williams. The only thing I'm going to say about this is it is a dad's best friend romance, so obviously an age gap taboo romance, and I'm in there like somewhere. I want that like yesterday, so please give it to me because I'm very excited for that one. And then up next, we have A Vow to Protect. This is by J.L. Bake and Monica Corwin. Basically, this is the first book in that series that I was talking about that had the prequel. This is another mafia romance that I've heard good things about. He ends up meeting a girl from a rival family, and they end up creating a relationship to help solidify his family name since his father has died, and it's supposed to be a dark romance. I'm in there. I want it. Thank you. Again, I have read some of these. Look at me go. Up next, we have Dynasty. I think I heard about this one on TikTok as well. Again, don't remember what this is. I think it has to do... Oh, it's reverse harem. Who would have thought? I do be loving these reverse harems. They're one of my favorite books to read if they're done right, so hopefully it is. It looks like she's returning back to a town, or going to this town that she was expecting to be kind of run down, nothing exciting, until she runs into the Kings of Ravenwood High, and it's a reverse harem. So hopefully I love it. Hopefully it's not high school reverse harem, but I think I just heard Ravenwood High, and now I think high school, so let's hope not. Oh crap. It bumped me back up to the top because apparently I'm reading this one now. But this is Twisted Love. This is by Anna Hong. Again, heard very good things about this one over on TikTok. Literally everyone and their mother is talking about this one. This has to do with a guy with a tragic past who is very well known for being dark and twisty, and a girl that's going to melt his tragic dark heart, and I'm excited for it. Hopefully it's good. Up next, we have Brutal Prince. This is by Sophie Lark. I have heard literally nobody say a bad thing about Sophie Lark in her books. Everybody and their mama over on TikTok is reading Sophie Lark, and I need to be one of those people because I'm tired of having FOMO, let me tell you. But this has to do with an Irish mafia, and a woman. Brutal Prince. I'm sure it's going to be a very good enemies to lovers, hate to love, bully romance situation, and I am here for it. The next one that we have is Playing for Keeps. This is by Kendall Ryan, another author that I've heard really good things about and really want to get around to reading. Again, I don't know really too much about this one, but I have heard it's good. I think this is a sports romance by the title and the series name. It's called Hot Jocks Book 1. Yes, it's a hockey romance. A brother's best friend hockey romance. Ooh, even better. Talk about pulling me in from the tagline. I'm in there, baby. Apparently that's my new slogan, in there. I don't know what that means, but I'm in there. Next we have Inked in Lies. This is Fallen Men Book 5 by Gianna Darling. I didn't realize it was book 5. So I have to go back and read book 1, which is Lesson in Corruption. But eventually I will get back to that. So I'm not going to read the synopsis on that because I actually don't know what it's about. But the cover looks very intriguing. And I do like a man with a good sleeve tattoo. I have to say I do. I'm a sucker for a good tattoo. Up next we have Written. This is by Catherine Moon. I actually picked this one up because it was on a list of reverse harems that were supposed to be really good. Again, another reverse harem that I heard was amazing. This has to do with a library and a reverse harem. I don't know what more you want from me. I don't know how else to make it sound good. Up next, we have Make It Sweet. This is by Kristen Callahan. Again, I do not know what this is about. This says a charming, romantic, emotional novel about redefining dreams and discovering unlikely love along the way. This sounds like it's going to be a little bit of a cuter romance compared to all of my dark, mafia, crazy, reverse harem romances, and I cannot say that I am disappointed. Sometimes I need a light, fluffy romance that's going to keep me going. I don't feel like this book needs any introduction. This is Ice Planet Barbarians. This is by Ruby Dixon. Does anybody not know what this book is about? I feel like everybody was talking about it. Everyone's ranting and raving. It is a short little, I think they're novellas, and it's a novella series of alien smut. That's all I'm going to say about that. I have heard good things, but I've heard some mixed reviews as well, so I'm interested to see if I end up enjoying that one. The next one we're going to talk about is another Mariana Zapata, and that is All Roads Lead Here. This is one of her most beloved books, I feel like. One that I feel like everyone talks about, other than From the Gothic Love, which I really enjoyed. But this one has to do with a guy moving back to, or maybe it's a girl moving back to the town that she once knew, and she ends up in a relationship with, I think, a man from her past. His name is Rhodes. That's literally all I know. You know when you get onto your Kindle and you realize that you don't know anything about anything? Yeah, me too. When Heroes Fall, this is an enemies to lovers mafia romance. I love it when the little tagline spells it out for me so I don't have to explain it to you. This one is also by Gianna Darling, so maybe I can read this one before I read Inked in Lies, since that was the 5th book in a series. But I have heard good things about Gianna Darling, and I do really want to read this. And this first tagline says, I am the villain of my own story. Sold. I will definitely be reading that one soon, for sure. Up next, we have Feel My Pain. This is by K.A. Murakan. This is a male-male revenge romance, and I don't read a lot of male-male smutty books, so I'm very excited to get around to this one. If you have any good recommendations for any smutty books that are male-male, please drop them in the comments because I need more recommendations, and I will definitely be adding those to my long list of Kindle books that I have not read. I have a problem. All right, up next we have The Forbidden Man, a standalone sports romance. I love it when they make it so easy. I don't really have to explain it. It's a standalone sports romance. What do you know? I'm honestly not sure how much detail you guys want me to go into, other than seeing the covers and knowing that I buy smutty books based off the covers. Like, if there's a hot man with abs on the cover, mine. If there is a girl that's wearing like scandalous clothing and looking all sexy on the cover, and I know that a man's gonna come get her up and just wreck her body, mine. Like, I don't know what else you want from me. The next one that we have is Shameless Kings. A Shameless King. Sorry, I've actually heard a ton of good things about this one. This one is another one that was recommended a ton on TikTok. She's tougher than any opponent I've met out on the ice. Sports romance. I love it. College, so it's going to be new adult. And it's a hockey romance. So after reading Off Campus by Elle Kennedy, I was like, I need all the hockey romances I can get, and as you can see, it's reigning supreme. Another book that I am 50% into and never finished is Dick Fight Island. It is a manga, and it's exactly what it sounds like. I'm not even going to go into detail, but if you want to know more, look it up. Surprisingly, we have a fantasy on here, and this is The Empress of Salt and Fortune. This is by Nevo. This is a short little fantasy novella that I actually don't know the synopsis about. I just heard that it was a really good fantasy novella, so I wanted to give it a go. Haven't been able to read it just yet, but am really excited to do so. I don't know why the cover for Wolf doesn't show up. It's actually, oh, there it is. It's a really cool cover. That guy is sexy. But this is an Irish mafia romance, so there you go. This particular cover reminds me a lot of Inked and Lies. It has the same kind of color palette with that dark and broody guy, which I'm really excited for. But this is These Monstrous Ties. It's a new adult dark romance. Again, another good one. This one takes place on Halloween night. I was Lilith and he was Lucifer. Sold. This book is not unread, but can we just talk about the Madison Kate series? If you haven't read it, you should read it. I'm just saying. I'm going to bring it up again, but I'm just saying you should read it. Okay, up next we have another fantasy, and that is The Woman's War. This is a fantasy that I actually don't remember too much about. I was going to buddy read this with a friend, Sharon, and then I never got around to reading it. I don't actually know if she read it either, but from what I can remember, it's like a world where women had kind of taken over ruling the matriarchy or the world, and I don't really remember too much about the synopsis, but it sounded good, and both covers for that book is absolutely stunning, so hopefully I can get around to that one soon. I think I do have the audiobook for that as well. Up next, we have Forgotten Scars. This is by Natalie J. Reddy. Again, this was a book that I picked up for fans of Jamin Eve, so I haven't actually read too much of the synopsis. So I think this is, it obviously a supernatural book. It has to do with a PI. She's in college. I'm not really sure. It looks like it's going to be good. I'm going to give it a go at some point in my life. Okay, up next we have Damaged Goods, a small town romance by Talia Hibbert. Obviously, Talia Hibbert is the author of one of my favorite contemporary romance series of all time, which is the Brown Sister series. So when I saw this one, I was like, oh my god, I need to read it. But I've actually found out this is a novella in the middle of a series, so I can't actually read that one yet, so I'm not going to touch on the synopsis because I don't want to be spoiled, but obviously I love Talia Hibbert and her writing, so I'm excited to read more of her backlog. She's also coming out with a new book next year, which I'm really excited for. Up next, we have All Fired Up. This is... I don't even know why I own this. Honestly, the cover's not doing anything for me. I don't know why I have this, but I do. Moving on. Ooh, why have I never seen some of these covers? This is when you know, like, we're getting to the end of my Kindle TBR where I put these on my Kindle so long ago, and I don't know why I did it. All right, up next we have To Seduce a Heart's Witch, a novel of love and magic by Nadine Muttis, something around those lines. Her last hope, finding her sister, is an irreverent demon if she can control him. Okay, sure. We'll pretend like I understand what any of that meant, and let's move on. Up next we have Black Edge. This is by Charlotte Bird. I don't belong here. Oops, my sister-in-law's texting me. I'm way over my head, but I have debts to pay. They call my name. The spotlight is on. The auction starts. Oh, yes. That sounds amazing. My sister-in-law is really going in with these text messages right now. Next, we have Intertwined Hearts. This is by Kimmy Flores. It's supposed to be a really cute romance between a teacher and I can't remember what the hero is, but I'm excited to give that one a go. A lot of the next ones are going to be like really sweet, demure romances because I don't know, I was in a kick. I just kept downloading them because I think these ones were free actually. So the next one that we have is Hydra Heart, a Small Town Romance. This is by Tracy Alvarez. I'm going to stop giving synopsises because I'm running out of energy to care. Up next we have Until November. This is by Aurora Rose Reynolds. Again, we love a good cover with a freaking sexy abbed man. Like, I want to be a sexy abbed man too. Up next we have King of Shadows. This is by Amelia Wilde. I think this one is actually a dark romance with a billionaire at the center, so really excited for this one. Again, another fantasy, which we don't see a lot of in here, but this is Queen of the Conqueror. This is by Kaysen Callender, which is the author of Felix Ever After. I've heard really good things about this fantasy. I think it is also LGBTQI+. So I'm really excited to give this one a go. Hopefully I can get to it soon, but I would love to listen to the audiobook of that, if there is an audiobook available. Up next, we have Transfusion, a Vampire King paranormal romance. The blurb says it all. I don't need to read more. Up next, we have Hot Stuff. This is by Lila Monroe. Did I read that right? Yeah, Lila Monroe. Dang, I'm good at this. This is book 2. Why do I own this? I don't know, but it's a billionaire romance series. I know that a lot of these you can read them as standalones and read them out of order, but I just can't live my life like that. I don't know how y'all be doing it, but I am not it. It's not me. Not me, baby. Up next, we have Minus. This is a Burning Saints MC Book 1. This is by Jack Davenport. Ooh, I don't read a lot of romance books written by men, so we love to see it. This follows Minus, or Vincent, and Christina, and they create a relationship. Sexy as hell club rivals. Okay. Tell me more. Oh, I mean, tell me to stop. That's what the book is called. This is by, Charlotte Bird. Again, I didn't know I owned 2 of her books, but I am excited apparently to read her. I owe him a debt the money can't repay. Oh, this might be in the same series because that sounds very similar to the other one that I just read by her. Well, not read, but the synopsis I read. This next one is another very sweet romance. It's so 17, hot damn. It's so like different comparatively to like my dark romances to like meant to be. Like it's like giving whiplash. This is meant to be my Melody Grace book 1 of 17 in the Sweetbriar Cove series. Don't know what it's about, but it looks like it's going to be a cute read when I need a little bit of a break from my dark, scary romances. The next one is the Men of Inked series. I have the entire series on Kindle. I bought them all for free. Yay me! So I own them all, but who knows when I'm actually going to get to them because the answer is probably never. Love Potions, Warlock McGregor book 1, a paranormal romance. Can I just read the rest of these because we're going to be here for literally forever. We also have Drive Me Crazy, that's by Monique Valentine, don't know what it's about. Heart in Darkness by Laura Kay, don't know what it's about. King's Redemption by Cheryl Gray, this is an Fallen Angel dark romance, that's all I know. Drive Me Wild by Julie Chris, don't know what it's about. The Play is a sports romance that I've heard really good things actually about. I think I heard about this one on TikTok as well. Then we have Anything for You by Layla Hagen. Again, another sweet romance that I probably won't ever get to. The Duchess Deal by Tessa Dare. I bought this on ebook thinking if I'm going to read a historical romance, I'm never going to buy one physically, so I should read it on my Kindle. I'm never going to read it. Someone Else's Secret. I don't know what that is, honestly. I've never even heard of that before. Sorry I Missed You. I think this was an arc that I got from NetGalley and then never read. I also need to read Forever Theirs by Katie Robert. That's the second book in the Kaylanian Dynasty or the Theirs for the Night series, whatever you want to call it. We also have Foxhole Court, which I heard good things about and then heard bad things about and haven't decided whether or not when I read it. That's another sports book. I don't know if it's a sports romance, but it's a sports book. Then we have Rock Chick. Again, don't know what it's about. Oh no, I'm leaving. Wasted Words. I think it is a romance, but it's more of a contemporary romance, which not opposed to, but definitely want to read it at some point. Then we have Wall of Silence. This is a mystery book that I think I got as an early access through Amazon that I just never read. Same thing with In an Instant. That is also a mystery book. And we're done. Oh, thank God, it's over. I sped through the last of that because I just had zero energy to try to figure out what the rest of those books were about because I have downloaded them so long ago that I honestly couldn't tell you. I hope that you enjoyed this video anyways and got to see the large collection of unread Kindle books that I own that I really need to get onto reading, along with all the rest of the books that I own in my collection. Oh boy, we're going to be here for a long time. But it's going to be fun while we do it. Let me know down below if you are a Kindle reader, if you have any books that's been on your Kindle TBR for forever that you really need to get to. I would love to hear your thoughts. Also, if you've read any of the books that I talked about today, let me know what you thought as well. I would love to hear your maybe hopefully good reviews. If not bad reviews, I will take those as well. And I would also like to say another huge shout out and thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. Again, if you want to get any discounts on your future shopping for the holidays, as well as to get some good discounts for Black Friday, check out that link in my description and save yourself some money on your next jewelry purchase. But that is the end of this video. I really, really hope that you enjoyed it. If you made it to the end of this video, leave a blue emoji because I said so. Oh my God, I'm losing my marbles. I've been filming for like hours. I gotta go. I love you. Leave a blue emoji. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And of course, leave any comments, questions, and suggestions in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. Nice, baby. Turn it down like a sweet and ready. Go slow, keep it nice and steady.